I hope I can explain my problem. I had prepared a question about a feeling during a funeral, about my feeling about my grief and my tears. But now you...
People are finding it difficult to hear. Can you? Yeah.
And now you told something about the death of your father, and I had a feeling of grief. Also, I know it was a lovely story, and and I don't know how to handle this. That's the first question. And the second question, if it is a funeral of young persons, I think there are three explanations for the feeling. The first, that's compassion with the survivors, for the parents or the friends. Then I think my own fear of death. And the third, I think, the why question, when a young person died. I'm a little bit confused with this feeling.
Remember that from this perspective, each of us is a localization of infinite consciousness. And so while we are alive, we exist as these localizations which, when viewed from the outside, appears as each of our body minds, as each of our bodies. Death is simply the relaxation of this localization. Having contracted itself into the finite mind, into each of us, consciousness simply uncontracts, decontracts, delocalizes, relaxes. Nothing actually happens to consciousness itself. It simply ceases to localize itself in the form of each of us. Just like a whirlpool is a localization in a river. When the whirlpool disbands, nothing happens to the water. It just is absorbed back into the stream. So, of course, it is very poignant when anyone close to us dies, but particularly when a young person dies. But in fact, when anyone dies that is close to us. And it's natural that it should be poignant and that there should be grief. It's like having a part of yourself being taken away. So it's natural to grieve. There's no suggestion or implication here that the grieving process is somehow a sign of ignorance. No, not at all. It is totally natural.
Because grieving is also when I don't know the person who died.
Yes, you don't necessarily have to... what it is that causes the grief is the connection of love with the person. You can be listening to the news and hear about the death of a child on the other side of the world who you never knew, and you can feel the same grief, the same poignancy, the same sorrow, although you never knew them. But why is it that you feel that grief? It's because in that moment you feel your shared identity with that person. In other words, you feel love. And the grief you feel is only a measure of the love you feel. It is the outer face of that love.
But I have the feeling that it comes so often it's
Yes, of course, it happens often. Everyone is going to die. Of course it happens often. Everything disappears. Everyone and everything must disappear. They all appeared, and anything that appears must disappear. So of course it happens often. It happens all the time. That's
and the feeling also. That's
I see. Sorry, you mean the feeling of grief?
Feeling, yes.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. I thought you meant the dying of the person. The feeling of grief happens often. Yes, because you feel you share your being not only with those people in your close family or your friends, but ultimately, more and more, you feel that you share your being with everyone. That's another way of saying you love everyone. Doesn't necessarily mean you like everyone, but you love everyone. That means you recognize that beneath all the layers of thinking, feeling, acting, relating, we are one with everyone. We are the same shared being. That is the experience of love, and therefore, this feeling of grief is easily provoked.
It is also a compassion with the survivors. I think it's also the feeling.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, it's natural. I can accept it.
Yes.
I must accept it. I have to accept it.
You have to accept
my feeling,
your feeling, and their feeling. The compassion. Compassion means to feel together with. So you feel together with the parents, or you feel their grief, their sorrow. You feel it as your sorrow. My 20-year-old son, best friend, died this year suddenly, and it would have been his 21st birthday yesterday. So when I got home last night, when I got back to the hotel last night after the meeting, I wrote his parents an email, just because I felt what his parents must have been feeling today. I felt it as if it were my own feeling. I felt their sorrow, and I felt it inside of me. So I wanted to share with them. I wanted to express my love and my care and.
There's nothing to change for me. Thank you.